today, I always have to thank you, whoever chooses to take 500 seconds or a few less to consider these dispatches, these excerpts of a huge, undefined, and probably undefinable topic called resilience. I'm trying to put some structure around it. I might be missing the mark by, 180 degrees. I don't know. But I do know that I felt the need to put the subject in a book, Resilience, the Beauty of Presence, into the website, 820podcast.com, and into every podcast episode that you have a chance to listen to today. And feel free to listen to the other hundreds that are out there, just to get a feel for, I guess, the sanctity, the sovereignty, the solid message that I'm trying to put out. And if it's not hitting you properly, please feel free to turn it off or dismiss it. If it does tickle your fancy or at least pique your interest further, please let me know. Drop me a quick note, email, and let me know what you feel about it or how I can give you something that you're looking for or that you already have and that you'd like to share. This is the confessions of a bomb technician. Back in the day, we had a profession or a MOS, a specialty, explosive ordnance disposer. I think it was EOD, explosive ordnance. I think it was disposal. But whether a bomb technician or an EOD specialist, it all comes down to, or if you're a simple infantry officer or infantry private or field artillery, it comes down to one thing: leading by example. Not by profession, not from military or corporate side. To me, that is tied into the whole notion about resilience. It's about leading by example, by integrity, and by courage. I'm going to give you an example of just that. Being EOD bomb technician in flight, in practice, and in execution of an actual event. And we'll categorize it as a child meltdown episode. But I also want to get into today talking about your challenges, trials, and tests that we're all going to face in each day. Your resilience comes in and is inherent to all of us who choose to listen to that vibration I mentioned to you, I think, yesterday. Another example, combat situation, military combat situations, not deployment excursions, direct combat, where you're getting shot at and you're shooting at somebody. But pardon me, but I had to make that distinction between the combat that I saw and what's being televised pretty much on TV now on deployments. Combat meeting, for me, the Just Cause Panama conflict was pretty much my experience in direct do or die, life and death situation. When you're on the ground, face to face, with bullets flying at you directly, that's combat. Not indirectly, not in your computer screen while you chomp on Slim Jims and Red Bull. But in no way does my recitation of a quasi-combat experience in Panama and in Desert Storm 1 compare in violence and destruction of the Vietnam War. I didn't see that level of combat. But Panama was my experience and exposure. But not like the bomb technician who faces that razor's edge of life and death on a more regular basis than I do or ever did. There are certainly actually bona fide, I met 3 of them the other day, 3 actual bomb technicians who do this every day. I did some of that, diffusing a combat situation, but not like a 24/7 regimen or like the Pathfinder training I got when I was in the Army. I'm not always, or I guess I was, no, I wasn't always in service, as they say. But even the training I received that was helpful to me in the Army and in combat, that Pathfinder infantry ranger training, you always not actually directly in service, but you have to be constantly sharpening your knife and skills for that moment where you're called upon at the drop of a hat. For those moments when you are activated or called into service on a moment's notice. And that's what I was saying. I met these guys personally a few weeks ago, what a bomb technician shared with me. Now, this bomb technician wasn't talking about, defusing a bomb in a very tense and heavy guarded situation. No, this guy was minding his own business in front of a restaurant as his 5 or 6-year-old child had a public meltdown with his mother. Yeah, that was the bomb I'm talking about. That this bomb technician was able to defuse. He diffused that bomb with simple, sincere, and measured words. It was maybe the $2 he handed to that child that may have helped him, kind of to bribe him away from his personal meltdown. But the main message they gave to that child was in his sincerity and humility and confidence to that child. What he said to that child was for him to respect his mother under and in every circumstance. No question. Just that simple. His measured, tempered words to that child having a public meltdown. Yeah, the $2 was helpful as the entry fee, but then that statement, to respect his mother. That family ended up enjoying the rest of that meal and experience in the restaurant after that bomb technician diffused that. Now, that bomb technician may never see that child again or in that explosive environment again, just like that. But he was able to call upon his training and experience and resilience as I relate the story to you today. That is part of your mission as well. Our shared capacity and capability. We are graced and given to have this resilience, given to us individually, yet collectively and connectively. For all and everything we must meet in this life, on this journey, it's not mine or yours to decide whether or not we receive it or give it. This is our resilience. Stay present. Stay current. No matter where you are in this world, please remember, join me in telling a friend or foe. Hey, you know what time it is? It's always